Alright, we're back for some more 4K testing with TBK's magnetic auger, and we're going to be doing some backtracking. When you're doing things like this, it can be very frustrating, so if you start to get frustrated on projects, it's always a good idea to set them down for long enough, because you'll come up with ideas that you maybe hadn't thought about before. So just set them down and go burn something or whatever you like to do, and come back to it with a fresh point of view. So that's what we're doing today. We're going back to the 18.5 volt battery. We're not switching guns yet, and instead of the 10K motor, we're also dropping back to the 4K motor with the stock spring on it tightened down all the way. And the reason that I'm doing this is because last week I was doing some low voltage testing with the SV4K, and it would not fire at 1000 psi on 9 volts for a pulse of 4 milliseconds. So I did some talking with Sergey, and he was saying that the factory board was set around 7 milliseconds. So I bumped the board up to 7 milliseconds, and voila, it worked like a charm. So we're going to try to do that and see if we don't run into that problem where the motor's just pulling all the amperage and not giving enough to the solenoid. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, through the wonderful magic of video, it has been an entire day since we fooled with this, and now we're all set up. We're gonna start at 3,000 rounds a minute with a pulse of 5, and we're just gonna work the pulse width up until we can get it to fire. Okay, let's go back down to 4. Okay, and now to 5. So with just the difference of 1 millisecond, we're able to hit 3,000 with the 18.5 volt battery pack. I want to take a second to mention that if you're doing things all by yourself, sometimes you can't see the forest through the trees, and fortunately for me in this hobby, I have all the forum members to fall back on, and a lot of those guys, most of them have been doing this hobby a lot longer than I have, so they've got a lot of experience. So I really want to just give a shout out to all you guys over there at Air Machine Gun Forum. I'll leave a link in the description on how to get there. And for this video, I wanted to thank CamRacer for suggesting that I up the pulse width just to see what would happen. Okay, so now we're going to go for 100 in the bucket. That'd be really something if just upping the pulse width would be the key to getting 4K really reliable with the Blackbird mag. Okay, so this is with 18.5 volts and the 4,000 round a minute motor. Feels like we're a little bit slack. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60, 62, 64, 66, 68, 70, 72, 74, 76, 77. Well, that would suggest that the motor's not spinning fast enough, or the clutch isn't tight enough. Thinking back on testing 3,000 rounds a minute with my other gun with Clamper Brothers Ryobi stock on it, I never did count the BBs when I shot 500 rounds into that box. But what did we say, 70-something%, which isn't too shabby. I'll have to figure out where I want to go from here. Okay, just for a comparison, we've got the 10,000 RPM motor in there now with the stock clutch spring tightened down all the way, and we're going to see what happens at a pulse of 4. And when we shoot this at 3,000 rounds a minute, let's make sure. Yep. Okay. Strangely enough, that works at a pulse of 4. I heard a lot of air shots in there though. Let's just go ahead and give it a test though. $95. It's funny, there's this long hallway in this building, and I'm at the very back of it. It's kind of a creepy hallway because it's dimly lit, and I can only imagine what people think when they're walking down it and fire off a burst like that. You can actually hear them walking, and they start walking faster. Okay, this seems like it was a lot better. Felt like it was. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 17, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60, 62, 64, 66, 68, 70, 72, 74, 76, 78, 80, 82, 84, 86, 87 out of 95. So that was a lot better. I think we're going to go ahead and end this video so it doesn't get too long, and I'm going to think about what I'm going to do next. Anyways, thanks for watching. Later.